120 hostages. And Israelis have been protesting almost every day this week at the Knesset, the Israeli parliament in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square.
Good job, Israelis. Thank you.
Netanyahu's home there. And the mood keeps
Good
getting
job.
angrier and angrier as the war drags on since the October 7th attacks by Hamas.
Just stop Netanyahu and his vanity genocide.
Back of the protest.
And I cannot trust my own government to protect me, which is a really, really terrible thing for me as a citizen. If something will happen to me in the middle of the night or somebody will kidnap me, nobody will protect me in this government.
Lahav traveled from a kibbutz an hour away from Jerusalem to show her support. She said she's been coming to protest for months, and she's just reached a point where she's afraid of her own government.
Well, do you get the sense, Adil, that these protests are gathering momentum and they're only going to get bigger?
It really definitely seems that way. This isn't the first time the protesters have gathered outside Netanyahu's home, but they are getting bigger as the war drags on. Yoav Peck said he just felt a responsibility to come to the demonstrations.
We have to say something. We don't know if it will have any effect at all on him, but we have to be in the street and express our desperate fear for our country.
The demonstrations have also been given added momentum since the resignation last week of two centrist members from the cabinet. They stood down saying they were frustrated with how Netanyahu was handling the war, and then the war cabinet was dissolved this week. One of those who quit was Benny Gantz, and his resignation really reflected that growing discontent that I saw today. Without Gantz, Netanyahu is forced to depend on his far-right partners who don't want the war to end and have actually threatened to topple the government, which means elections for Netanyahu.
Right. Meanwhile, there are signs of a growing rift between Netanyahu and the Israeli military, right? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so Netanyahu already criticized the military earlier this week for declaring a limited pause in operations along a humanitarian route in southern Gaza. And then today, his office quickly rebuffed comments by Israel's top military spokesman Daniel Hagari. Hagari said that the military is close to defeating Hamas in Gaza, but Israel's government must decide who should replace it.
That is NPR's Hadil Al-Shalchi in Jerusalem.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you
what they
so much,
objected
Hadil.
to?
Thank you.